Hello, I'm Waterstones Children's Laureate Joseph Coelho, and I love poetry, and I think you can love poetry too. Today we're at CLPE, the Centre for Literacy in Primary Education, and we are in their fantastic library space. Today I'm joined by the brilliant TV presenter and author, Konnie Huq. Hi, Konnie.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining me today for this poetry prompt.
Oh, I'm very excited. Thank you for having me, I should say.
Oh, no, it's brilliant that we're here. We're going to create some poems together.
Yes.
Now, today we're going to create a poem all about reducing waste and making the most of what we have. Do you like to reuse and fix things, Konnie?
Definitely. I do. And I actually get a buzz from like repurposing something. And I hardly ever throw stuff away unless it's like really, useless. But most things do come in use. I hardly ever go shopping. I just shop in my own house with all the things that I've built up over the years.
Well, it's often the case that you kind of have what you need. You often get surprised, like, oh, this can do that job for the thing I was needing something for.
As human beings, we don't really need that much. We need food, obviously, but you can mend and make do with a lot of things.
Yeah, like sewing up holes in socks. Ooh. Or one thing I like doing is using iron-on patches for like holes in clothes. I've been doing that a lot. Really.
Oh, cool. That's good. Yeah. I just do all sorts. Like this necklace, the clasp broke, so you can see that I fixed it just with a bit of sort of chicken wire.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And it makes you quite handy, isn't it?
Yes.
And inventive.
Yeah, and I don't want to throw away a good necklace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's other things like using egg cartons for sort of seedling potatoes. I've seen people do that.
Yes.
Or, of course, like donating to your local charity shop or buying from your charity shop or borrowing items from neighbours and friends, etc.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many ways that you can get creative with this.
Yeah. We've come up with lots of ideas here just by having a chat about it. You can have a discussion in your class or with someone at home about the different ways you can reduce waste by reusing, fixing and breathing new life into objects.
Yeah, why don't you pause the screen now, and then when you're ready, we'll be here to tell you what to do next. Have a good old discussion.
Now that we have lots of ideas, we can put some of the ideas into a poem about the ways we can reduce waste. This can be a very simple list poem.
Yeah, a list poem is just made up of a list, basically, a list of things. And the list could be individual words, like a shopping list, or it could be a list of phrases.
We're going to list all the different ways that we can reduce waste, but we're going to write them onto something very cool.
CDs. It's going to look really funky.
Yeah. Like a nice little mobile of poetry CDs.
Yeah.
And we've got some Sharpies here so that we can have fun writing in different colours, writing all the words differently. Even though it's a simple list poem, if we want to add some poetic devices, we can, for example, add some rhyme.
Yes. So let me think of one. How about this? Empty bottles can have a special power. Just fill them up with water and pop in a flower.
Oh, I quite like that.
Or you could use alliteration, where we've got lots of words that start with the same letter.
Oh, lots of words that start with the same letter. Like, I sew and stitch and sew some sequins to my split sock hole.
Good.
Oh, thank you. We are writing our poems on old CDs, but you can write your poem on anything to give it a new lease of life, like an old tote bag.
Good idea. I like that. I do like that very much. You could write maybe on a cardboard box.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe like a milk bottle.
Yes, a carton. Or you could write on... Do you know what I did once before? I had a white mug and it was really boring and plain, and I found a pen, ceramic pen, that would go on the mug, and I wrote on the mug.
Oh, that reminds me. I once got
a letter actually on that mug and posted it just as an original idea. Yeah.
You know, it's like letter mugs.
Yeah.
Be a company. Right, we should set that up. Lettermugs.com.
And a letter in one.
Yeah, it's like a hot chocolate.
Watch the space. Lettermugs.com.
That reminds me of the time I got some old, some Christmas baubles.
Oh, yeah.
That I was using for the tree every year. But I wrote little Christmas messages on them.
That's really
using those, those pens that sort of puff up.
Yes.
I don't know what they're called.
I do know what you mean. I'm gonna steal that idea, maybe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Poetry Christmas baubles, that's another thing you can do. We're going to write now. You can write along with us. Don't worry if you don't have an old CD or something else to write on yet. You can write your first draft on paper. It might even be recycled paper, and then write it out in neat onto something that you find later on.
Yeah, and remember, if you need more time to write, you can just pause the screen. Should we do it then?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Okay.
And we're done. Connie, how did you get on?
Good. It's really fun writing on a CD because it's so smooth. I really enjoyed it. So around the edge, I've put about, you can recycle tin foil into a scourer. Did you know that if you scrunch up tin foil, it's really good.
I won't go do that.
It's quite abrasive.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I put the bottles into a vase, the one that we started with. You can make shoebox lids into DIY canvases. Because, so you can paint on them and they look like canvases, or you can cover them with stuff.
And they're quite a pleasing size as well.
Yeah, that's
Make a
the
nice little
thing.
display.
Yeah, exactly, because they've got that 3D element like a canvas. Tote bags are really good as cushion covers. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, and because they often come like with loads of cool designs on
I've got
them,
so
don't
many
they?
tote bags.
Oh, wow.
And I can't get rid of them because they're beautiful and
Make
so
them
you
into
don't want to get rid of them. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Espresso cups can double as egg cups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You know when the handle breaks off
Yeah.
a cup or mug, don't
Just keep using it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that and then put little plants in them.
Yeah, that's a
little
great
cacti.
idea. Yes, that's good. Foil behind a radiator saves heat because it reflects the heat back in the room.
That's a really good
Yeah, it saves energy. And then I put, straws. So old straws can be used to store necklaces to stop them all tangling if you've got them in a jewellery box.
that's
And you
really
can-
good, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
I think I'm going to be refurbishing my house with lots of these ideas.
Cool.
Oh, what I put, I use egg cartons for seedlings
Oh, great.
and old chipped cups.
Yes, that's a good one.
I plant plants in popping yogurt pots.
Oh, that's good alliteration.
Yes, with a little bit of alliteration in there.
Nice one.
I buy the best vintage vests from cheap charity shops. So I got a bit more alliteration in
great.
there. And I put around the outside, breathe new life and fix. And I sew up the holes in my socks, which I need to do actually. I have quite a few holes in my
I
socks.
love sewing things. I sew necklaces back together when they break.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, if you've got a link missing,
I'm just going to
put a little stitch. Yeah,
that's a
but
really
you have to be able to knot it off really well and cut the ends really.
Make it really light.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
I wish I was better at sewing than I am. Like I've sewn up holes, but it always looks a bit messy. And actually, I need to sew a button back onto my jacket because it fell off yesterday.
Oh, I carry a sewing kit around with me. If you've got the jacket, I can sew it now.
I do.
In a second.
Oh, brilliant! I do. I actually do. And I have the button in my
I
wallet.
can do a button in 2 seconds.
Oh, fantastic!
Yay.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, that was the poetry power-up sound, right?
That's right.
Cool.
Which means it's time for another challenge for your poem. We would like to see if you can do 3 of the things in your poem this week. Is there something of yours you can ask an adult you know to help you fix?
Can you write a poem on some packaging, perhaps? That's kind of alliteration. Poem on packaging, perhaps.
Oh, yes, someone really like that. Or you could ask someone at home about donating some items you no longer need to a charity shop instead of throwing them away.
Yeah, by making these little changes, we can all help reduce our waste. And we want to do that very much.
Absolutely. So good luck
Yes.
and happy writing.